Lord, we ask you to go to Washington and look at them real hard and try to make them understand that we're all on the same page and we work together for your order, Lord, and your guidance. But we ask you to look out for all your young men in military station all over the world. Keep them out of harm's way. Lord, thank you for everything you've done for us, especially those things that you never recognize. Thank you for that.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I honor the Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to these Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, next item is our roll call. It looks like everyone is present. We have any citizen comments? Okay, the next item is going to be our consent agenda. I trust y'all had a chance to go through this in your packet. And okay, you have action on that.
I'll move to accept the consent agenda.
We have a motion and a second for discussion. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Let's go ahead now and receive our reports from our operation reports from county officials. I know we have Brian Swift. You
I don't have anything for the court today.
okay? How about Mr. Ellis?
Just what's in my report.
Okay, nothing new? Anybody else? Got a sheriff's report?
I don't have the jail count this morning, we kind of swapped back there, we've got lots going on. We had 3,223 calls to service for the month of June. Of those, 1,347 were 911 calls. Our transport miles, we had 938 miles of transports, almost every one of those were back and forth to the hospital with inmates around the DDC and trial.
Any questions? Okay, I will give the commission a little bit of a report from the LCDC. There are several maintenance issues that come up. We're trying to get a price on the overhead door on Sallyport. And they now think they have 2 air conditioners that need to be replaced. I contacted a couple of companies at their request to go give us additional bids. Found out that one of them certainly doesn't need to be replaced. Just needs some wiring for the thermostat. One of them may need to be replaced. What do we get a month in now? Cost you 15. That'll take care of another month then. So anyway, we'll keep going then. Anybody else with a report that they'd like to give the officials? Okay. At this time, if y'all would like to accept those reports, we need to entertain a motion. So we do have a motion and a second. If there's any other discussion, please say aye. Any opposed? No thanks. We need number 8 is receive and approve a safety report concerning access to safety concerns in the past month.
We had just a verbal safety meeting with the men and road and bridge yesterday. And then the last meeting, we have had no accidents. So move to accept the safety report.
Second. We do have a motion and a second. Before we vote, I would like to say that we have safety concerns within Limestone County business. And I don't know what to do. We've got the road and bridge, we had somebody that was in direct contact with someone that was COVID. I know this may not fall completely under the safety, but it is a concern. And I thought I'd mention it here in this part of the agenda. That person was sent home. About 4 or 5 people who were around were sent home. They don't have to get tested. We now have the clerk's office that has direct people been in contact. Pretty soon, we may have to decide if we want to try to come up with some kind of policy on what we're gonna do if somebody is closely, my thoughts are is that you may be closely affected by someone that they don't know and you don't know. At some point in time, I don't know what direction we're gonna go, but with our numbers getting up to over 100 now, it's certainly rising. That being the case, we do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor on approving the safety report? Say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, I don't see Matt here, but we're gonna start getting close on this county burn ban before long. We're certainly drying up. I don't know the number, and I was hoping you'd be here, but I'll leave it up to y'all if you don't want to wait one more meeting before we take any action.
Yeah, boy. You can always put it on.
Okay. The next item is once again, our Limestone County Historical Commission received a Distinguished Service Award. I would like to present this to those folks. And it's just 2019 Distinguished Service Award of the Limestone County Historical Commission in recognition of its active and well-balanced preservation program. And so at this point in time, if you don't mind, we may just bump elbows, but I don't know if the papers would like that. Gets in there.
Lovely. Thank you.
Congratulations once again. Thank y'all on your hard work. And I know y'all do a lot of work. We all see it. Thank you.
I'll find it.
Okay, the next item is accept the record of annual financial report for ESV 1. That's going to be the East Lake side of the house. I trust y'all got a copy of this annual financial report. Any other discussion on it? Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Item number 12 is discussing the application appointment of Deborah Duarte to the Emergency Services District 2 Board. And they had someone, I think, that resigned, and this is a new member they'd like to put on there. Once this is approved, then we can swear this lady in. What's your pleasure in approving Mr. Roy?
So moved.
This John.
So I think we do. I make a motion to accept.
We got a motion and a second to accept this lady on that board. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Next item is a discussion on approve of Harbor Grant Insurance and Resolution for 2020 Harbor CARES Act and the Harbor Election Security Grant. I'll let the genius from Limestone County come visit with us. And she's not here, so that's Jennifer.
Okay, so the HAVA grant has been activated again, so to speak. It's a federal grant. Texas was awarded so many, and then Texas divides that out among 254 counties. This resolution that we're doing initially is just for the 2020 HAVA CARES Act, but the same resolution can be used for the HAVA Election Security Grant. I'm sorry, I have it right here. room. So the HAVA CARES Act can be used for, well, to put it simple, it can be used for anything COVID-19 related, face shields, masks, gloves if we need them, sanitizing, just different things that we need to prepare for the November election. As you know, today is election day. It's a lower turnout than we'll have in November, so in November we are gonna have to purchase more. Do things a little bit different to prepare for a bigger turnout. The second part is the HAVA Election Security Grant, and that grant can be used for upgrades and equipment replacement, as long as they're HAVA compliant, election auditing and voter registration systems. There are two different amounts and fund two completely different parts of elections, but we have enough in Chapter 19 funds to match, or what we need. They tell you how much you have to match up to 20% of what they should use. And I do have that in Chapter 19, Chapter 19 use. So if we were to accept or to sign this resolution and to send it in, then we'll have that money in Chapter 19 as a match. We don't have to budget anything this year.
In one grant, the home care grant for the COVID,
Yes, sir.
that's gonna be a smaller amount.
It is a smaller amount.
Uh,
I think, Morrison County actually got, Morrison County was awarded, $20,684.92. And we have to match the amount of $41,3698, which, like I said, we have that in Chapter 19. So, in Chapter 19 are funds that we receive from the state reimbursement for voter registration activities, new voter registration, and address updates, and things of that nature.
Okay. I'll turn it over to the commissioners, and if you have any questions or.
I move we approve the HAVA grant.
Second.
Motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay, this is- Okay, next item on the agenda is the discussion and consider authorizing a special tax resale auction of struck-off real property and setting minimum bids related to tax suits. And the numbers that you have before you, 4544A, 3122A, 2744A, 2744A, 27528, 27468, 5459A, 5461A, 5510A, and 3838A. So, y'all would like to authorize this special tax resale auction on this property, we will go ahead and make the petition.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to go forward with this. Is there any other discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item is a request from a Terry Wynn, who contacted me. For those of you that don't know Mr. Wynn, he has a storage facility just north of, in Groesbeck on 14, warehouse storage type, self-storage. And they are thinking about putting one out at Lake Limestone. So he came forward asking if we would consider any kind of a tax abatement for the effort. He said that he would be asking if he could give an 80% for 2 years, 60, 40, down to 20, 5-year abatement. I said I would present it to the commission. The bad thing about this is that there's unfortunately probably maybe one job associated. However, it will bring in revenues to the tune of around $4,000 to the county in new revenue if he does it. That will be taking place for 5 years, after 5 years. And of course, money's in the first few years, not a lot, but it's just, what y'all's thoughts as far as, a tax abatement like this.
What's the total appraised value of the whole?
Well, based on what he's got right now, he's paying right at 5,000 county taxes on what he's got. Now, he said he's not gonna go that big at the end of that year.
Yeah.
So I did the math at 5,000. You would get, over the 5 year total, it'd be about $7,000 you would get enough. Based on 5,000.
I just don't see, not having no more jobs, and what's going to be there. It's really not worth it to us to do it with just one job.
Well, this is a hard call. If you're trying to be proactive, and you're trying to get businesses to come in, you're trying to get new property values on the books, then I think we consider something like this. However, from the economic development standpoint, there are no jobs, and so it's hard to, I know economic development would not be interested, I don't think, in giving money to something like this, even though we don't actually have a Limestone County economic development. But I'll tell him that, right now, the commission's ready to, wants to pass on it at this point in time and maybe reconsider it later.
How do the other taxing entities, that we know anything what they think about this?
Judge, can we just ask for a motion?
Yes.
Are you asking for one?
Yes. Are you gonna get one?
No, I'm just waiting for the time for that motion,
Oh.
so we won't have to bring it back up.
I see. Well, at this time, I will ask for a motion then. I'm sorry, Bob, I'm
I
slow.
I'm trying to put it to bed where we need to reconsider that.
Okay. All right. At this time, we'll go ahead and pass this item over for lack of a motion. Okay. Next item is discussing or approved proposal for Copal Technology Incorporated for indexing the real property records. I'll go ahead and let Ms. Carey speak on this.
What this is a pricing proposal to have the real property records fully indexed, all the way back to sovereignty. I know, it is high, but Copal is our current software system. And they're willing to break it up in 4 years. I think I'll have the pricing proposal from y'all. I have Jack Morris, he's here to Copal if I have any questions. But it would be all of their real property records, needs, maybe fully indexed in case anything happened. We would have them, it'll be electronically. They can be searchable as of another not. And in the account that, this money is in the line, it is my records management line. That is used only for records management. Only thing that comes out of that annually is the cattle brand image check. We got $750 annually. And then Laserfish, the software for commissioner's court, that's $1,250 annually. That's it. And I also gave y'all a breakdown there, what it would be in 4 years and the ending balance.
Okay, let's talk numbers real quick here, because I know we've gone over this, but let's do this again. The total amount for the project is, what, 419,000. And every year you receive how much?
An average, 45 to 50,000.
Around 50,000. Let's go conservative. Let's go let's go 45,000. So if, and you're saying that we will be able to pay this out over the 10 years, bringing in that much money, but what else do you have during those 10 years? In the 4 years?
Yes, 4 years.
No, we'll pay, what's the balance right now again? We got 300.
354,000.
Okay, so the question is, we've got to come up with another $100,000 over the next 4 years out of getting the 50,000.
And we not, yes, and it will be approximately 18 months before, they start, because they cannot charge us until start charging
So we
until the
got-
project is done.
We got a year's head start on
A year and a half, yeah.
My question is any of this money being used right now by personnel bridge park?
This money, no, not this money. The only thing that comes out are those two things annually.
So we basically have the money to do this. Do you agree with that? We have the money to do it. It's going to be a one-time situation. How long would it take y'all to do this?
We can complete the project in 12 to 24 months.
And versus what's happening right now, the main benefit is people get online at their homes instead of coming up here and looking for deeds or whatever. Is that correct?
Correct. Within that time period, that 12 to 24 months, people can search their deed records all the way back to sovereignty. So
And not
unless they
only,
want to, there's no need to even have to come to the courthouse.
and not only that, we are currently, my girls in the office are currently indexing some records. But if y'all can see, these are records that we can't do. The ones we're doing are typed. These are that real fancy quill. They have special people that do this every day.
My question now is, if we do this and spend this money, will your girls have to keep indexing?
No.
So how much money is that saving a year? Because I know they get paid overtime on that, right?
They do.
So give us, have you figured that into?
But yes, that is true.
That would be even more money to be saved.
Yeah.
Sound like a good deal.
Yeah, I thought it was when Terry presented it, it looked like the taxpayers would not have to come up with new money in our budget, so.
You'll have to retire all these books. I mean, they're getting handled and all of them and everything. You can tell they're very, very low records, back to 1861.
You were around.
Back in the day when people had good handwriting,
I know.
you actually read all this.
Well, there's one more thing to consider.
Yes, sir.
All the records that are online, you actually generate revenue from that. So as the public or these oil researchers use this, they actually pay for this, so it actually is revenue that you're coming in. By the time you get back to sovereignty, your revenue will increase.
But basically, we'll be back to sovereignty in a couple of years, actually. I'm still looking for negatives, I can't find them. I hate to be negative. Y'all have any other discussion on this as far as the profile technology? Is that a form of motion? We do have a motion in a second for this proposal. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay. We have a, item number 17, discuss take action on the U.S. Marshals IGA modification 8099.115. This is the actual amount of per diem that the agreed upon with the U.S. Marshal Service, Limestone County, and then over to the local Limestone County Detention Center. It raised it to $82 minimum, 36 months. And that is something that was now agreed upon, so I'm gonna ask that y'all go ahead and make this official. We have a motion and a second, any other discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Next item is discuss and take action on raising the sheriff constable's fees. Now, I need to make sure I know what I'm talking about on this, and I've tried to do some homework on it, but, one of the constables, Glenn Shoemaker, told me that we really need to raise these fees. I'm gonna ask, Constable Ford to tell me, basically, fees right now that y'all charge are like $75, is that right?
JP court, $85 from, district court.
75 and 85, and the thought was, from Glenn at least, and I called and talked to either Murray or the sheriff, but, they thought that if we just went to a flat $100 for all of them, that would not be unheard of, and it would be lower than some of them.
And, Rich need to be increased too.
Say that again,
Rich,
Rich would be
Rich
included,
needs to be increased to 150,
okay.
What are they currently?
125.
And if we do that, let's explain, because I'm learning as we go also. That's new revenue that primarily goes to the road and bridge fund.
I don't know if it goes to road and bridge or general fund.
It goes to road and bridge, so that would be more money than we would be putting in the road and bridge. That's what I thought it was, but I want to double check. So without any objections, I think we could certainly raise those two fees, and still be lower. I've heard several counties do 125, but the 75 is relatively low from what I'm hearing. So, as a constable and as a sheriff department, y'all would recommend we raise this. That being the case, I'll ask the commission to go forward with this.
I move we raise the fees for service to 100 and Rich to 150.
We have a motion and a second. Let's do some discussion real quick. Are we gonna do 150 or 125 on the bridge?
150.
We are 125 now.
Okay, all right, then that'd be, I misheard, apologize. So that being the case, then we do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right. Item number 19, discuss and take action on salary change adjustment. We have some folks here at the deputy and at the jail that are receiving some additional pays. This is for the STEP program, I'm assuming, so. This time, I'd like for y'all to entertain approving these payroll changes.
We got the money in your budget on this?
Yes, sir.
This was,
Yeah.
this was money that was already budgeted.
Plan ahead. I so move. Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next item we have is some budget transfers, so let's talk about those real quick. First one that we have is a budget transfer 467. 467 is to cover expense for annual fire alarm and extinguisher inspection. The money's being taken out of food for jail and put into the security system maintenance of $3,000.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Next item that we have is going to be 468. 468 is also, let's see here. It's to cover the repairs of the county expedition. This is a vehicle that our IT guy uses. It's an older expedition. We do have the fund and the gas oil and lube. We need to increase it. We're going to take it out of the probate school that we didn't go to this year. So this is to get this vehicle updated. 469, I need 468. Yeah, 468, is that it right there? I'm sorry. 468 is from the sheriff's department. And on 468, we got some repair expenses. The biggest part of this is our motor vehicle, expense, repairs for motor vehicle. As y'all know, there were some things happening this, or you may not know, this year we had some, pretty big headache on one of the tunnels that we bought 2.5 years ago. And that the lifters went out, it was a major repair. I think they spent, how much they spent, Murray, like $11,000 on that, wasn't it?
I don't know how much it was. Most of the money this year was transmissions and other motors.
So that's one of the motor for that vehicle.
Well, yes, sir, that's a low mileage. Most of our fleet is 200,000 miles plus.
Okay.
So the maintenance is skyrocketing.
Okay, and that may be something that we need to start looking into. But I know that the biggest expense here is on that one, it was $11,000 ticket that we could not, we did not budget it.
I don't know how much it was on that one.
But I do. And so, but what I'm trying to say is that I contacted General Motors. It was a vehicle that we were about 3,000 miles out of warranty on. And I could not get them to, do anything to help us out on that. And I argued, even threatened to say, look, well, we may not ever buy another vehicle from you. That's where y'all want to play ball, because I've never had a situation where they didn't try to do some kind of adjustment when it was that soon, and especially something like a motor, a drivetrain. Had it been a vanity mirror not lighting up, I might see that. This was a big ticket item. Anyway, the bottom line is on this budget transfer 468, we're decreasing out of food for jail and prisoner housing, and asking that we put it into motor vehicle equipment and motor vehicle repairs. And help me out on the motor vehicle equipment. What's that 5,000?
That's gonna be tires. We need to order another set of tires.
Is that not something we budgeted?
Yes, sir. But we didn't get what we asked for. It was cut down, and I believe it was budgeted for $5,000 or $6,000, which was 6,500, which was about 2 orders of tires. Usually we go through about 3 orders of tires. So we're asking for more money to put into that so I can buy some more tires so we can have tires ready to put on the vehicle.
All right, then, that being the case, I need to know your thoughts on this budget transfer.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now then, we will do budget transfer 469, and I've already kind of like gone over. But this is a small request for some work that's being done to that one vehicle. We actually done from my office, the judge's office, but it's right here. $300, I'm going to ask the judge go ahead and make this.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, let's talk a little bit about and discuss and take action on bids for sand, bridge lumber, contract hauling. Now, Constance, tell us exactly where we're at. I know we've talked a lot about it.
Well, the last meeting, it was decided to rebid, but then after the meeting, there was some discussion and everything about these items, and it was decided to just leave them like it is. We just kind of need something a formal motion against that, and we're just not gonna rebid. On the sand, I did a review in the last 5 years. We've not gotten anywhere close to the 50,000 mark. It's been maybe 20,000 in 1 year, and that's been some years back. I'm comfortable with on the sand and bridge and the contract hauling, but they just, if they need it as needed. Neither one of these items do they go over the 50,000. So we just kind of need something because the last meeting a motion was made to go ahead and rebid that we didn't have another motion on.
And that's one of the reasons that we did, is to make sure, or have this in our package so that we don't go over our bid amount. Second reason is trying to get the best price we can get. So no one's bidding it, we don't really have a lot of options here, but we did bid it and it's important for your auditors and for taxpayers to know that we did put it out, ask for bids, you should receive any acceptable bid. That being the case, do y'all want to just go ahead and pass on this item?
What do we need to make a
You
motion?
want us to approve?
Approve, not rebid, just.
Okay. I move we do not rebid for sand, base lumber, and concrete.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, is there any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Any opposed? I at 9:35, at this time, we will enter into executive session. The closed meeting will be held pursuant to the section 5.1072 of the Government Code, deliberate purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. At this time, we are in executive session, and I ask that y'all, please excuse us, and we'll open up, back up.
No, sir. We do not.